Hello and welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Addie and today we are back with another speed build. Today we are building a vet clinic for Forgotten Hollow. It's a little bit different than what I would normally build for Forgotten Hollow, so it was a little bit fun to kind of think about, like, how would the vampires like want their um like how would the vampires like do, like, obviously I feel like vampires would be a little bit more like if you're gonna have a pet, I feel like you would want to take very good care of that pet. I don't know, maybe that's just my pet owner little self. But I I wanted to do that here. So it was a little bit interesting to sort of think about, like, how would, I'm sorry if you can hear my babies. They've decided to play as soon as I started recording. I think they know. I think they know that I'm not paying attention to them, and so they're like, "No, you must play. You must pay attention to us." But we yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like if you have a pet, you should want to take care of it. You know what I mean? And that was recently, like, my aunt's cat recently got diagnosed with cancer. Um, and I am not emotionally attached to this cat, but I don't know. There, she said that the vet, like their vet had I'm not even like 5 minutes into the video. I am so sorry that you have to listen to me ramble, but if you're here, I hope you did not want a structured video. Um, and the vet had said, like, oh well, people do this all the time for their dogs, but they don't really do this for their cats. And I was like, that's so weird. Like my previous dog, her name was Angel. I miss her dearly. She had pancreatic cancer, or at least we think she had pancreatic cancer. She had like a very large pancreatic mass, and then she had some issues before she died. So um I don't know. I just think about like that, and I think about like my pets now, like my babies now, and they are like, I would do the same. I would provide the same level of, like, I don't want to say care, but care. Oh my God. If you can hear my cat, I apologize on his behalf. He's a little bit of a bastard. But like I don't necessarily want to say like care, but like I don't know what else to call it. Um to Atticus, my cat, or um to Zilla, my dog. Like I don't know. I just feel like that's like what you do as a pet owner, you like take care of them. Um so anyway, going back to the build for a second, I tried to figure out how the like how I wanted this build to look based on like want of like that, and like I feel like the vampires, even if it's just like, I feel like it would just be the Vitor siblings, but I feel like they would take really good care of their pets, because they're like new vampires, or at least I imagined they were new vampires. And so it's like, I don't know, they're still very in touch with their humanity, even though they don't have humanity anymore. Um, so I sort of wanted to build this not for them, but just sort of like inspired by them a little bit. Um, and I will not post. I was gonna say I will, and then I realized that I won't be posting a video of renovating their house. This whole like building Forgotten Hollow out of order from all the Sims facts was sort of an accident. I was building, well, I was doing my like the Reaper's Rewards thing, and I realized that I was building or like living in a completely empty Forgotten Hollow. So I decided to build it all like pretty much in a day. Um, so that's what this is. So I've actually already built all of this. Um, I just haven't edited or posted any of it yet. Um, but so when you're seeing the next video, I'll have posted, so not this video. This video, you'll be seeing the build for the Reaper's Rewards, which if you are watching this in the future, you'll know when this was recorded. Well, this was actually recorded. I don't know. I don't know when this was. It should have been like right after, but if you're seeing this in the future, it's when the Reaper's Rewards was happening. But we, I don't know what I was saying. I have the memory of a goldfish, so yeah. Diagnosed memory of a goldfish. That's not what my diagnosis says, but we can pretend. We have moved inside, and I'm just getting all of the like necessary items so I can work on like actually making it look how I want it to look. And this, I actually really love how this ended up looking. I feel like this looks pretty good. You know, I feel like it looks kind of vampire-y. But it looks not like old and crusty, you know? It just looks like it fits in the world of Forgotten Hollow, and I'm really glad. I'm really glad that it looks like that because when I started, I was like, yeah, this looks like it could fit. And then I was just like, I don't know if this is gonna work. And then it did. It sort of worked itself out. So I am really glad at how this turned out. Just because I don't want to have to redo it. So we have all of this, and then we are going through and actually like decorating. So you'll notice that that front entry has like a one tile, and then I'm sorry if you can hear me yawning. It has like the one tile and the archway, and there's like the runner in between the rug and the archway, or the in between the like door and the archway. And that's because I wanted to use as much of the vampire stuff as possible. So we have that, and then we have the rug that came with vampires. We do have the check-in machines, which are a little bit modern. I wish there was like a less modern version, but it is what it is. And then we have like this cat room, which has some toys for not just cats, but predominantly cats. And then we do have a couple of food bowls because I feel like that's just, it's not realistic, but I do feel like it's practical, you know? Like if your Sim's pet is hungry, they should be allowed to eat. My dog Zilla just had her vet appointment, and she was so nervous that we literally like walked in and we were like, hey, we're here. And then she was like, Mom, I have to pee so bad. And then we went outside and she peed for a solid like 30 seconds. It was a long time. I mean, it was a lot longer than it sounds, but it was a long time. It was like a solid 30 seconds that she was doing that. So I feel like it's just realistic. Not realistic, but like necessary almost in The Sims to like have a place for your Sims pets to eat, you know? And then we are working on sort of like a sitting area. I don't imagine that you'll be using this too much. But I feel like it is sort of realistic because uh, our vet is really small. There's only two rooms. It's got like a dog room and a cat room. But uh, in there's another vet that is like an emergency, like a doggy emergency vet, and I did in um their waiting room. They have chairs, like they have a lot of like this sort of thing. Um, so I don't feel like this is necessarily unrealistic. I think that in real life it would definitely be necessary. Um, that emergency vet was where I took Angel for the last time. That was the last time Angel went to the vet. Um, I've been thinking about her a lot recently. Um, just because like it happens, you know. I think that sometimes people sort of assume that like once it's been long enough from a death that you sort of get over it. And in my experience, that's not what happens at all. So I've been thinking about her a lot recently, and um, there, my family, my grandma is a lot. Like she is such a. I think sometimes she doesn't realize that like other people are people, and so she sort of has like this tactless nature about her sometimes. And she said something last weekend that was like kind of careless about Angel, and it was kind of hard. But I mean, it is what it is. Like I'm not gonna yeah, yeah. So um yeah. I don't know what what else to say about that. Um, but yeah, so we are moving upstairs. We finished the downstairs. I didn't really say a lot about it in terms of like decor, but there's not really a lot of that in general. So downstairs, I mean, everything is pretty much practical. So I don't really know what to say about it other than like it's done. Um, but basically, there's just four couches, there's a bathroom, a lot of cat trees. I've not ever seen cat trees in a vet, but this is sort of like a utopia where like you can allow the cats to free roam, and like the pets to free roam, and they won't like there's no like liability issues. So we have that, and then we also upstairs is where you would have your pets be examined. So we've got another little sitting room. I imagined this upstairs sitting room was more for people waiting for the surgery. So like if your sim pet into surgery, you would wait up here instead of downstairs just because it's a little bit quieter, so there's less emotional overstimulation that can happen because I feel like sometimes when you have like a big thing that's going on, like a pet having surgery, sometimes it's nice to just like not, you know, um, and if you don't know what I mean, basically like if you don't, it's I don't know. Like if you just not when I say if you just don't or if I just don't like I don't want to deal with it. Like it's more I don't know. Like It's like I just don't want to. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to think about it. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I think that I don't get that, but I'm also not like a normal person, so I don't know what normal people understand. Anyway, we are coming up here and decorating the exam rooms. Um, in real life, these would have a lot more fluorescent lights, but I, as an autistic person, do not like fluorescent lights, and so we don't have those. We have the ceiling light, and then we have the wall sconces, which light up the room significantly more than the single overhead light. And like I said, my vet just has the two rooms. So that is like how I build vets' offices, partially because like that's just my experience, and partially because I feel like it's just, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like it makes sense. That's my frame of reference. So there's not a lot that's like obviously this is the cat room and this is the dog room. And like your Sims won't actually use it that way, but it's sort of nice to like pretend. And we do have some odes, like we have a little doggy thing, we have a little cat like anatomy posters, and we've got a little dog statue and a little cat statue. So there is some stuff. There's some stuff in here that's like very obviously dog room, cat room, but in terms of like um over the top decoration, there's not really. Um it's definitely more focused on like practicality. And then we are moving outside now. So we are getting, I think I end up getting a pond. We definitely have some lighting. And then I think I end up getting a wishing well as well. Um, at the behind the trees. And I really like adding the wishing well because it's sort of like a fun thing if you were to download this in the like off the gallery just like randomly. Um I kind of like there being sort of like a weird, like kind of fun surprise in the back that's like pretty hidden from view. So I end up switching these trees so you can't really see it from the front. And then we've got like a little stand because I did imagine that this was like, I did imagine that Forgotten Hollow was kind of cold most of the year. So it probably doesn't get up much higher than like the 70s, maybe the 80s if it's like a really hot day. And then so I put a little thing out. I did consider initially doing like the winter one, but I feel like that was a little bit overkill. And then we are getting some um like pond decor, and we will be finishing up the terrain paint. I do end up getting a little fountain in the front and really just adding the last minute touches. My mouse is dying, so I have to get batteries for it, but so if there's any like weird stuff going on, that's why. It's because my mouse is dying. But we have a lot of these landscaping, and that's pretty much all we're doing. So while we are finishing that up, if you liked this, if you would like and subscribe, that would really mean a lot, and I will see all of you in the next video. Bye.